Hello everyone, I am Kiran Joshi. Hope you all are well. Dear children, this is the first video of Class 8 Civics, Chapter 6 Understanding Our Criminal Justice System. Dear children, in the previous chapter Judiciary, you learnt that our legal system has two branches, criminal law and civil law. In the present chapter, we'll try to understand the criminal justice system. As we learnt in the earlier chapter, that when a wrong is done to the society or a person violates the criminal law, the police investigate the crime and then the case is taken to the court. And it is the court that decides whether the accused person is guilty or not. Our constitution states that every individual charged of a crime has to be given a fair trial. Fair trial? For many amongst you, this may be a new term. So, children, what it means to get a fair trial? What is the process and role of different individuals in the criminal justice system? Let's try to find out the answers of all these questions through an imaginary, though similar to a real life case. On 18 July 2006, Mrs. Shinde was getting ready for a wedding at their apartment in Mumbai. She was searching for her gold chain frantically for more than an hour. When her husband asked her to get ready fast, she told him about the missing of her gold chain and that she doubted that it was stolen by their house help Shanti, who was working in their house for the past 3 years. Mrs. Shinde blamed Shanti for the stealing of her gold chain and asked Shanti to show her trunk. Mr. Shinde, on searching Shanti's trunk, found an envelope with rupees 10,000 in it and screamingly blamed Shanti that she had got that money by selling the gold chain. They didn't pay any attention to Shanti's claim of her being innocent. Mr. Shinde went to the police station to lodge an FIR against Shanti. Sub Inspector Rao, who was the in charge of that police station, recorded the FIR of Mr. Shinde. Then Sub Inspector Rao went to Mr. Shinde's house with him. He wrote the statements of Mr. and Mrs. Shinde and sealed the envelope with money to take it with him as an evidence of stealing. Despite of her continuous request and pleading, Sub Inspector Rao arrested Shanti and took her to the police station. The next day, when Shanti's brother Sushil went to the police station and requested Sub Inspector Rao to release Shanti, he told Sushil to get a bail order from the court. Now you must be thinking, what is bail order? Children, a bail order is an order issued by the court for the release of an arrested or imprisoned accused when a specified amount of security is deposited or pledged as cash or property to ensure that the accused would appear in court when ordered. Sushil found himself helpless as he did not have money to hire a lawyer who could arrange for the bail order and to find a person who could stand as security for Shanti. Sub Inspector Rao even forcibly kept Sushil in the police station for 2 days. He was abused and beaten by Sub Inspector Rao and other police constables to make a confession of heading a gang of domestic servants with Shanti that had stolen jewelry from other homes. Actually, the police was getting complaints of theft of jewelry from Mr. Shinde's neighborhood. They kept Sushil in the police station for 2 days. But as Sushil kept saying that he was an innocent factory worker, the police had to let him go. The court granted bail to Shanti after a month, but because there was no one who could stand for her for rupees 20,000 as security, she was still in the jail. The police filed a charge sheet in the magistrate's court. Now again, two new terms are here for you children. One is charge sheet, which means a record made in the police station of charges or offences against a person. Here in the present case, charge sheet was made against Shanti. The second term is magistrate's court. Children, magistrate's court is the court that deals with criminal cases. The court gave a copy of charge sheet to Shanti. Shanti told the court that she did not have lawyer to defend her. Then the magistrate appointed advocate Kamla Roy as Shanti's defense lawyer on the government expenses. What does it mean? Children, according to the Article 22 of the Constitution, it is the fundamental right of every citizen to be defended by a lawyer. And in case any citizen is incapable or unable to engage a lawyer due to poverty or any other disability, the Article 39A of the Constitution places this duty upon the state to provide a lawyer to that citizen. So, Advocate Kamla Roy was appointed as Shanti's defense lawyer. She met Shanti and Sushil in the court and discussed about their matter. On 11th December 2006, the trial began before the magistrate in the court. The public prosecutor, children, public prosecutor means the lawyer who represents the case on behalf of the state. So the public prosecutor called Mr. and Mrs. Shinde as key witnesses in the court. Mrs. Shinde reiterated that Shanti had stolen her gold chain. Now, Advocate Kamla Roy cross-examined Mrs. Shinde. And through the process of cross-examining, in which she asked many questions from Mrs. Shinde, Kamla Roy was able to convince that Mrs. Shinde had not actually seen Shanti stealing her chain, nor did Shindes find the chain in Shanti's trunk. And that in past 3 years, while Shanti was working in their house, nothing had been stolen from their house. Advocate Roy was also able to bring this fact in the court's notice that Shanti was being regularly paid a sum of rupees 1000 every month. Then on the next hearing on 20th April 2007, Advocate Roy examined Sushil and his employer as defense witnesses. Through their testimonies, Advocate Roy could show in the court that rupees 10,000 which were found in Shanti's trunk could be the earnings of Shanti and Sushil. Later in the mid-May, when the trial was almost complete, Sushil came to know that a gang of young men who had been indulged in the stealing of jewelry from the Shinde's neighborhood was arrested by Inspector Sharma, and some friends of Mr. Shinde's son were part of that gang. Mrs. Shinde's chain was also found on them. Sushil told this information to Advocate Kamla Roy, who then presented Inspector Sharma as a defense witness in the court. In the court, Inspector Sharma told that a gang was arrested. That gang had accepted the stealing of the chain, and Mrs. Shinde had identified her chain. After the testimony of Inspector Sharma, Advocate Roy argued that it was well established that Shanti was innocent, therefore she should be acquitted. The judge in his verdict acquitted Shanti. The court directed the police to hand over 10,000 rupees to Shanti, which were sealed. The judge wrote a point in his judgment about the bad and improper investigation conducted by Sub-Inspector Rao. So children, from this illustration, it is clear that there are 4 key players in the criminal justice system. They are the police, the public prosecutor, the defense lawyer, and the judge. Now let's understand how an FIR is filed, because it is with the lodging of an FIR that the police begin their investigation. So children, FIR is the abbreviation of First Information Report, As soon as an offense is committed, which can range from a stolen wallet to witnessing a murder, the victim or the witness should go to the nearest police station and file an FIR. The FIR, that is First Information Report, can be lodged in any police station and later transferred to the police station under which the offence occurred. According to the law, it is compulsory for an officer in charge of a police station to register an FIR whenever a person gives information about a cognizable offence. It means no police officer can refuse to register an FIR. The person can give the information to the police orally or in writing. The FIR should specify the place, date and time of the incident or event and describe the incident in detail. If known, the identity of the accused person and also the of the witnesses should be mentioned in the FIR. The FIR also states the name and address of the complainant. The police registers an FIR in a prescribed form and it is signed by the complainant. The FIR must be prepared in duplicate and one copy should be given to the complainant. This was about the FIR. Now in the next video, we'll learn the role of different individuals in journal. Till then, try to solve these questions. First question, what do you understand by criminal justice system? Second question, who decides whether a person is guilty or not? Third question, describe the procedure to file an FIR. Children, if you found this video helpful and wish to watch more of such content, do consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you have any queries or comment, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you.